What is good, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON, and welcome back to my Warframe Beginner's Guide. Today it's all about the Corrupted Vault and the Corrupted mod farming. I'm very excited. This is a sweet portion of the game. Corrupted mods are very, very powerful mods. Some of them stink and some of them are pretty good. So I'm going to outline how you can get those mods and the particular ones that we're looking for. In the footage, you're going to see my good friend Epos Fox. He's an awesome tech YouTuber. He and I just finished up a long session of corrupted mod farming. We both ended up getting fleeting expertise and transient fortitude in our runs, which made me very excited. Specifically, we're going to be looking for things like heavy caliber and transient fortitude. Those are must-haves and they work in a lot of different builds. We're also going to be trying to get fleeting expertise, overextended, vile acceleration, and I think narrow-minded. So those are the main ones we're looking for. Unfortunately, corrupted mods all have the same drop chance, so we will likely be doing this quite a bit, but that's okay. It's very chill and it's very fun. So the process of doing corrupted mod farming will probably seem a little complicated as I explain it to you, but don't worry, in application, it's really quite easy. Corrupted mod farming is going to require 4 players. Yes, you can do it solo, but basically, you're going to be going to a specific mission. Hidden on this mission will be a door. This door spawns randomly, so you have to find it, and the door will have a lock on it. And there are what are called dragon keys, 4 dragon keys in total. And you can only have 1 equipped at a time. So that dragon key corresponds to the door, and the door will have one of those 4 basically dragon slots available for the key to open the door. That is why we do this with 4 people. Each person puts on one of the 4 dragon keys, and that way you always have somebody with the right key for the door. So how do we get these dragon keys? Before we even do anything else, we need to build the resources necessary for corrupted mod farming. There are 4 dragon keys in total: the bleeding key, the decaying key, the extinguished key, and the hobbled key. So the keys can be obtained through the clan dojo's Oricon lab research. If you are not in a clan at this point, I'm going to put some resources down in the description below. The Warframe subreddit and the Warframe Discord are great places to go. There are some fantastic videos as well about finding a clan to join. I am in a clan that is of some close IRL friends, so I'm not going to be able to open that up for this YouTube guide series. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to go and find a clan on your own. If you're struggling with it, you can of course leave a comment down below. There may be some other people who are willing to join forces, but I don't intend on covering much on the clan system in this particular guide series just because it's covered really well in a ton of different places. So I'm going to assume, though, at this point you guys are in a clan dojo that has an Oricon lab research station. Here you can buy a reusable blueprint for all 4 of the keys, which is what you're going to do. You're going to buy a bleeding key, decaying key, extinguished key, and a hobbled key. Then, when we get back to our ship, you're going to build each of these keys. If you are not well enough on the resources to build all 4 of them, then hold up, don't build any of them just yet until we put our group together. But if you have enough resources to end up building these, I think, what is it? It's 250 ferrite and 10 void traces. The void traces might be the stuff that you're probably running low on. So if you don't have enough to build all of these keys with some reserves left over, hold up. Next, what we're going to want to do is go over to the market and start typing in Oricon Capture. So I turned my heat off because it just clicked on. Here you will see an Oricon Capture key. You're going to want to buy this and build it. This gives you access to a specific mission on the Oricon Derelict. We choose Capture because that's generally the quickest and easiest way to complete the objective, and then you have all the time in the world to go searching. Next up, we're going to go down to the looking for group chat, and we're just going to tell people that we're looking for others to do a vault run. In this particular case, I only needed 2 other people, but what you'll come in here and say is, looking for 3 more Oricon vault run, or you can say looking for 3 more corrupted mod farming. Most people will just call them vault runs. That's pretty much what most people know it as. And you'll most likely get somebody who whispers you back saying, hey, I'd like to join you. Invite me. Invite them to the group, assemble your squad, and then you need to decide between one another who's going to equip which key. You need each player with a different key. One player is going to have the bleeding key, another the decaying key, another the extinguished key, and finally one with the hobbled key. If you are the group leader, it can sometimes be best to just ask the group who's got what key. Most of the time players will have all 4 keys. So once you've got that sorted out and equipped your key, the way you equip the key is go back to the armory, you go to the little gear wheel, and you can equip it right there. Do note the keys have negative side effects to them. So the bleeding key gives you minus 75% health. Decaying key gives you minus 75% shield. Extinguished key is negative 75% damage. And then hobbled key is negative 50% speed. Or minus 50% speed. I don't know why I'm saying negative, but that would be weird. Negative speed. I'm going in reverse. Anyway, once you all have a particular key equipped, you're then going to go to the star chart. And the reason we built that derelict capture key mission thing is so we can go and select that particular mission. It will consume your little Oricon Capture voucher, basically, when you do this mission. You're then going to load in, and this is a tile set that you guys, this may or may not be your first time on the tile set, depending on where you're at with quests. You're going to kill the capture target as soon as possible, and then everybody in your group is going to begin searching the map for this door. This door is random where it spawns. It can be like pretty much anywhere on the map. The best option is to search the corners. If you guys have seen my void container farming video, you will probably already have a good idea of what it's like to scour the corners for these particular, like just going around a tile set and looking for these things. So it can take a while, or it might not take a while. Don't group up. Let everybody go in a separate direction so you all can cover as much ground as possible. And when you find the door, which trust me, there will be the door, so don't leave the mission going, oh, it didn't spawn in here. The door will be there. You just have to look for it. Once you find the door, mark it so your whole team can see it. Remember on PC, I think that's the G key by default. I can't remember if I rebound that, but for me, it's the G key. And then as you approach the door, it will tell you which dragon key it requires. So let's say it requires the bleeding key. Well, you've got the extinguished key equipped or whatever. You're going to type in chat, here's where the door is, I marked it, and it's the bleeding key. You can probably just type bleeding and mark it. The person who then has the bleeding key equipped is going to come to the door, it's going to open the door, and then as you walk forward, there's a big statue with a giant glowing light, and you press X, you press the action button to pick up what it has, and then you extract. The whole party gets the corrupted mod. So the whole party doesn't have to go to the door and then run to the statue. The only person who has to do that is the person who the key corresponds with the door type, basically. So once again, going to kill the capture target. You're all going to spread out, go search around the map, and you're going to find the door. You're going to mark it. Then you're going to tell your teammates what kind of key is required to open the door. Open the door. And then that person's going to go up to the statue, press X to grab the corrupted mod, and you guys can extract. Everybody in the group will get that corrupted mod. So to repeat the biggies that you're looking for right now, there are some really sweet ones outside of these, but these ones are just pretty good right now and have a strong general use throughout many builds. Heavy caliber and transient fortitude are freaking sweet. So is fleeting expertise. Narrow-minded, overextended, and vile acceleration can all be very good dependent upon particular frames and builds that you have in mind. When you get back to your ship, what often happens is you're going to want to run this again. Once you've assembled your crew of people, you probably want to keep looping it, right? So whoever used the dragon key has to go build at their foundry another dragon key. So if, let's say, I'm the person who had bleeding equipped, it required the bleeding to open the door. I open the door with my bleeding key. When I get back to the ship, I need to go back down to the foundry. I need to build another bleeding key. And I need to re-equip that bleeding key on my character. That's very important. The benefit, though, is once you have the blueprints from the Clan Dojo's Oricon Lab Research Center, they're reusable blueprints. Also, if you're the person selecting the mission node, you're going to need to build another one of those Oricon Capture mission node voucher things. They're really cheap. By the way, the keys only take a minute to build, and so does the capture mission voucher thing. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. I love this part of the game because it's super fun. Upgrading your corrupted mods might make you cry, however. It takes a boatload of endo and a boatload of credits. I mean, a ton. So don't worry too much about maxing these out just yet. It is beneficial to start upgrading them. But I do know and I do recognize some of those final few upgrade nodes are going to cost you an absolute arm and leg from a credits and an endo perspective. So I'll repeat again, make sure you're doing your weekly Ayaton sculpture quest and make sure you're filling those sculptures out and selling back to Maru, full sculptures so that you can continue earning endo. Selling duplicate mods is always helpful. And here's the real benefit though, when you're farming corrupted mods. A lot of these corrupted mods trade for super sweet platinum values. Right now on Warframe.market, most of the transient fortitudes are trading for almost 200 plat. That's pretty sweet. So just keep that in mind while you're doing this. Some of these are quite high value on the marketplace. I'm going to be talking about how to utilize these more specifically in particular builds in future portions of the guide, but I think I want to leave it here for today. That way it's not overwhelming, because it sounds really complicated, but I promise you once you hop into the game and you just do the process one time, it's going to make a lot of sense. And don't feel intimidated to tell your teammates, hey, I'm new at this. If you guys could, help me out, or if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. Warframe community is extremely nice and very helpful. In the group that we just did this with, one of the players was new from the Looking for Group channel and just asking basic questions and things like that. And there was no problem. Like, everybody was just super nice and helpful about the whole thing. If you have any questions, or if I missed anything super important, let me know down in the comments below. As I said previously with this series, it is definitely a group effort. I don't know everything about this game. There are far better people making even better guides. Iflin in particular, you guys should definitely check his guide series out. But if you guys, those helpful comments, I'm trying to upvote and pin. So take a look down there, and I really appreciate that kind of involvement. So with that said, if you are enjoying, please thumbs the video up. I will be back probably sooner than next week, and I will be talking more about pushing the star chart along, because we're getting pretty deep into the game at this point. Well, at least deepish for this portion of the guide. So thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll talk with you next time.